What up, everybody? DJ Kino here. Just doing the long-awaited videos of some custom mappings for the DDM 4000 by Behringer, the Akai LPD8, and the Novation Dicers. I'm also going to be explaining a few MIDI tricks and ways that I use torque differently that I think other people should check out. Big ups to Cold Cuts, always keeping it fresh. Chronofear for doing the sampler hack, which I do use, and DJ Unity. So here we go. So one of the weird concepts I came up with torque is using 2 decks for one song. That way I have actually 8 effects and some cool combinations. So usually I'll have deck D is running volume all the way down and deck C volume all the way up. So when an effect happens on deck C, it stays like that. When an effect happens on deck D, they switch. So check it out. First we'll start with LPD8 because that's kind of the more simpler. That's more just like the effects processor that I use. I've also implemented Traktor's super combo methods from DJ Tech Tools. Again, all of this can be explained if you go to my super detailed forum entitled MIDI Concepts and Tricks. So check this out. Okay, so these 4 obviously are beat mashers, repeats 1/8, 1/16, 1/34, and 1/64. 1/32, sorry, and 1/64. When I push them all at the same time, it activates the break effect, which, if you come up here, switches from deck C to deck D. This one right here is the delay effect. This one right here is the flanger. No, this is distortion. This is flanger. Again, with the flanger, it's actually on deck D, so it switches them out. So is the shift button. It gives you some different combinations. When you hit shift and these, they actually become different effects. These 3 become strobes, which are on deck D. So when it's not shifted, it activates the repeat effect on deck C. When it is shifted, switches out to deck D. Shift in this is reverse. Shift in delay is actually delay 100% instead of 50%. Shift in flanger is flanger all the way up as opposed to 50% up. Shift in distortion does the exact same thing. These knobs down here, these are my dual filters. What I've done is I've mapped the same dual filter. We'll switch over to that. The same dual filter for one of the knobs. I don't know if you can see it very well, but this one is the low pass, this one is the high pass. Again, all explained in my MIDI Concepts and Tricks. This right here is distortion. This is my delays feedback. These 3 are VSTs, and this one is distortion for deck A, which I rarely use. I just have it mapped because I need to have everything mapped. Yeah. So sorry if that was a bit confusing, but that's how I use deck CD. Next thing I want to work on is the Novation Dicers. They're both the exact same. First scene is cue points 1 through 5. Every day I'm shuffling. Now. Every day I'm shuffling. the cue points are used like how torque normally would, but if I hit these two buttons together, the lights turn off and it becomes user state 2. And the cue points are used sort of like how tractors. Every day shuffling. Do that differently. Scene 2 is just basic loop 8, loop smaller, loop 8, make it bigger, and then loop on and off. Scene 3 is a little bit interesting, which I use with my TTX1. I don't know if you guys have actually seen my rig yet, but that's the big picture. What's up, Pikachu? How you doing?